Story, and it may be one that you're familiar with, so if you'll just indulge me as I share it. It's about a woman who went to her pastor, in some ways kind of like Uncle Glenn called me a couple of years ago, and just said to him, I really would like to talk with you about what I would like to have happen at my funeral. And so she began to talk to him about the different songs she wanted sung and the scriptures she wanted read, and just kind of in a general kind of a way organized her service. And they kind of got done with the details and were chit-chatting a little bit, and the pastor sensed that the conversation was kind of nearing an end, and so he stood to signify that, you know, maybe their appointment was over. And she said, Pastor, there's just one more thing that I want to share with you. And he sat down, and she said, I know this might sound a little strange, but I would like for you to make sure that the funeral director puts a fork in my right hand as I'm laying in the casket. And of course the pastor, you know, he thought that was a little bit odd, trying to find as diplomatic a way to ask, you know, why. He finally, you know, asked, is there a, you know, certain reason in case someone asks me? And she goes, there is. And she said, you know, one of my favorite parts about the church was going to the dinners that we would have at the church, and I always just loved to eat all the good cooking from all the ladies of the church. But my favorite part of those dinners was at the very end, someone would come by and collect the plates, but they'd say, keep your fork. And she said, I always knew that meant there was going to be some real good dessert that was going to come. And so she said, if somebody asks why that fork is in my hand, I want you to just tell them that the best is yet to come. And today, as was so eloquently said by Ken, you know, the Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away, but what He takes Uncle Glenn to is something that we can celebrate, because for him, truly the best is yet to come. 1 Corinthians 15 says, but let me tell you a wonderful secret that God has revealed to us. Not all of us will die, but we will all be transformed. It will happen in a moment, in the blinking of an eye, when the last trumpet is blown. For when the trumpet sounds, the Christians who have died will be raised with transformed bodies, and then we who are living will be transformed so that we will never die. For our perishable earthly bodies must be transformed into heavenly bodies that will never die. And when this happens, when our perishable earthly bodies have been transformed into heavenly bodies that will never die, then at last the scriptures will come true. The scriptures that say, death is swallowed up in victory. O death, where's your victory? O death, where is your sting?